Hello everyone. So we'll be discussing about the stem cells, and the learning objectives of today's class are: what are stem cells? So the definition. After this class you would be able to understand what are stem cells, what are different properties of stem cells, what are different kind of stem cells, stability of genotype and phenotype, because we would be discussing about this also. This is very important factor. And stem cell plasticity and transdifferentiation. So stem cell definition, if we go through the definition, so stem cells, these are actually the cells which, regardless of their source, they have property of division. So, and the stem cells, they have, which regardless of their source, okay, regardless of their source, they have property of division and renewal. Okay, renewal means self renewal, so they are able to replenish their population. Okay, so these are stem cells, and stem cells are unspecialized. Actually, they are unspecialized. All right, and then they can give rise to a specialized or differentiated cells. They can give rise to a specialized or differentiated cell. So this property of stem cell, whereby they are capable of giving a rise to a cell which can be differentiated and can have a specialized function, is known as potency. Okay, this is called potency of stem cells. So when the stem cell is capable of giving rise to a specialized or differentiated cell with multiple divisions, multiple cells in between, that is the property of stem cell, which we call as potency. And stem cell is also capable of maintaining its population. It is also capable of maintaining its population, and this property of stem cell, in which it maintains its population, is called as self renewal. All right. Okay, so the property of the stem cell is that, or you can define a stem cell, that stem cell is a cell with a unique capacity to produce unaltered daughter cell. So the capacity of stem cell to produce unaltered daughter cell means it is to produce a self of its own kind. So we call it self renewal. And also, and to generate, this we are talking about potency, to generate specialized cell types, and this property of stem cell is referred to as potency. Okay, so any cell which has capability to produce unaltered daughter cell, that is self renewal, and to generate specialized cell type is potency. So all of you know stem cell is there, and stem cell can generate a cell like itself. So this property of stem cell is known as self renewal, whereby stem cell maintains its population. And all of you know that stem cell population maintenance is very important for regular wear and tear responses of our body, and for body of different plants and animals. And potency is the property whereby the stem cell is capable of differentiating into a specialized cell. So for explaining this, let's take up example. So this example we are taking it of hematopoietic stem cell. So hematopoietic stem cell, all of you know, is present in the bone marrow. Alright, now hematopoietic stem cell is capable of maintaining its own population. So hematopoietic stem cell will divide, and after division it will replenish itself. So this property we discuss is self renewal. Alright, and at the same time this hematopoietic stem cell is capable of giving rise to myeloid progenitor. Okay, this myeloid progenitor, we'll just talk about it, and it's also capable of giving rise to lymphoid progenitor. We'll just talk about different properties of this cell. So here you see this stem cell, when it is renewing itself, it is producing same daughter cell as it itself. This property of the cell is referred to as self-renewal, and when the cell develop to become a specialized cell, this property of cell is known as potency. All right. So myeloid progenitor, lymphoid progenitor, all of you know myeloid progenitor will give rise to RBCs, it will give rise to neutrophils, okay, it will give rise to monocytes. These are blood cells. These are red blood cells, neutrophil, monocyte. These are white blood cell, different white blood cells, eosinophils. All right, eosinophil. Then we have basophils. Because hematopoietic stem cell development is there in your syllabus, so we'll be covering it in detail. So eosinophil, basophil, dendritic cell is having a controversial position here as well as here. Then platelets or megakaryocytes. These are produced by hematopoietic stem cell. Here it produces T cells, B cells, NK, and DCs are controversial, so they are placed at both the location. So property of stem cell to replenish or renew itself is the self renewal, and the property of stem cell to develop into a specialized cell population is known as potency. Okay, now to maintain its population, stem cell can undergo, let's say this is a stem cell. Okay, this stem cell can undergo two kinds of division. The division can be symmetric cell division. Symmetric cell division means after cell division, when the cell divides and it produces daughter cells, the daughter cells exactly resembles to that of the parent cell. Alright, so symmetric cell division mein what will happen if the stem cell is dividing symmetrically, the daughter cells which are produced by its division, okay, they will exactly resemble the mother stem cell. So it will result in two more stem cells. After symmetric cell division, stem cell can also undergo asymmetric cell division. So in asymmetric cell division, what will happen? Okay, in asymmetric cell division, the cell will divide to produce a daughter cell of its own kind. So this will again become a stem cell. The daughter cell will be stem cell, and here the cell can give rise to a cell which maybe is a progenitor. Or so here what happens is the stem cell is dividing to form a stem cell. So this cell is exactly similar to the mother cell, but another cell which is produced by the division of the stem cell is a progenitor cell. So this cell will give to a specialized cell population. Okay, this will give rise to a specialized cell type. Okay, so this becomes asymmetric cell division and this becomes symmetrical or symmetric cell division. So now we'll discuss about different kinds of stem cell. So you can have from totipotency to unipotency. Okay, totipotency to unipotency. So totipotency, all of you know, is the property whereby a single cell can form the entire organism. Okay, if a single cell is capable of giving rise to entire organism autonomously, okay, you don't have to do anything, it autonomously forms the entire organism. So that cell is referred to as totipotent. And you know that in the human development, only zygote has the property of totipotency. Okay, so zygote is capable of giving rise to a complete organism. So you can say this is a fertilized egg. Okay, so this is a fertilized egg. So it has the property of totipotency whereby it is capable of giving rise to complete organism. Okay, complete organism. Now from the totipotent cells, development occurs of pluripotent cells. Okay, pluripotent cells. These pluripotent cells are embryonic stem cells. All pluripotent cells are embryonic stem cells, and these pluripotent cells, see the difference between totipotency and pluripotency is that these cells can give rise to any cell of the body. They can give rise to any cell of any lineage. We'll talk about the cell lineage as well. They are capable of giving rise to any cell of any lineage. So all the cells of the body they can produce. Okay, so almost all cells, okay, almost all cells, and they basically give rise to, all of you know, in the animal development, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Okay, so totipotent cells are those cells which are capable of giving rise to entire organism, while pluripotent stem cells, they are not capable of giving rise to entire organism, but they are capable of differentiating into any cell type of the body. Okay, then we will talk about multipotent stem cells. Okay, multipotent stem cells, they are restricted in their capability as compared to pluripotent stem cell. So example of multipotent stem cell is hematopoietic stem cell. We have just discussed about this. So multipotent stem cell is committed to a cell of specific types. So hematopoietic cell, all of you know, can give rise to all the blood cells. Okay, so this will be your WBCs or leukocytes, RBCs and blood platelets. Alright, so multipotent stem cell, they have got a restricted capability of differentiation, so they can differentiate into a particular group of cell types. After this, we have oligopotent cells. Okay, they are again restricted by the property that they can form more than one lineage, So oligopotent stem cells, they are sometimes also referred to as progenitors. They are also referred to as progenitors. So you just remember, we just talked about hematopoietic stem cell. It develops after its potency, it develops into myeloid progenitor and it develops into lymphoid progenitor. So these are actually oligopotent cell. They can give rise to different cell types, but they are restricted in their capability as compared to the multipotent stem cells. Okay, so they are more restricted for their capacity as compared to multipotent stem cell. And they also, another very important property of this cell is that they also lack property of self renewal. Okay, so remember, they can't renew themselves. So renewal property will be present in multipotent. Okay, it will be present in totipotent and it will be present in pluripotent, but it will not be present in oligopotent. So all the time, if myeloid progenitor is developing, okay, myeloid progenitor, it has to develop from the hematopoietic stem cell, which is a multipotent stem cell. Unipotent stem cells. So as the name is very indicative of these kind of cells. So unipotent stem cells, or you can also call them monopotent cells. Okay, you can also call them monopotent cells. Okay, these will give rise to a single cell type. So all of you know, in the process of spermatogenesis, okay, in the process of spermatogenesis, only sperms are formed. Okay, so this spermatogenesis process and the mother cell which leads to the formation of sperm is actually a unipotent stem cell. Alright, it's a unipotent stem cell and it will finally form the terminally differentiated cells. Okay. So here we'll talk about stability of genotype and phenotype. So all of you know stability of genotype and phenotype. So all of you know, okay, when the cell divides multiple time, okay, when the cell is actively proliferating, potential accumulation of chromosomal abnormalities or mutations. Okay, so these when the cell is actively proliferating and maintained under culture condition. Okay, when you maintain it under culture condition, because cell has got a limited, each cell has got a limited lifespan. So in the culture condition, active proliferation can occur of if you are culturing any kind of stem cell, or in case if you are culturing any kind of cancer cell. Cancer cell, all of you know, is immortal. Okay, it's immortal cell. A normal cell becomes cancerous cell is known as transformed or transformation. Okay, so when we say the cell is transformed, so we basically mean that the normal cell has attained the cancerous phenotype. It has become immortal. So it can grow in the cell for prolonged period of time or maybe for infinite time. From other system cells, human cells are very prone for mutation accumulation if you are culturing them for prolonged period. Okay. So this is discussing about stem cell plasticity and transdifferentiation. Plasticity and transdifferentiation. Okay, so we all know that once the cell, when the cell is not differentiated, so you call it de-differentiated. So this cell is not differentiated, okay, and after the cell achieves its specialized function, if the cell achieves its specialized function, you call this cell as differentiated cell. You call this cell as differentiated cell. And ideally what happens is the phenotype of differentiated cell is stable. It has a stable phenotype. Phenotype is stable. Okay, but and here you know that the cell, once it is differentiated, ideally the cell doesn't converts into any other cell type. But what is observed under culture condition is that tissue stem cells, which are lineage committed multipotent cells, okay, so like tissue specific stem cell, let's talk about we'll take example of again hematopoietic stem cell type. So tissue specific cells which are lineage specific, that means they are committed to form maybe multipotent cell. They can differentiate into cell type of other lineages. Okay, so for example hematopoietic stem cell. Okay, so hematopoietic stem cell, ideally in the normal condition, it should develop into its multipotent stem cell, which are lymphoid progenitor and which are myeloid progenitor. Okay, but if you provide it with the growth factors, different growth factors, it can also convert into a neuron. It can also convert into a neuron. And all of you know, development of neuron is not a committed function of hematopoietic cell, hematopoietic stem cell. But you are providing conditions to this cell, and the condition are favorable towards the development of neuron. So this stem cell will convert into a neuron. So this is outside its lineage. It is outside its lineage. Okay, outside its lineage, and this is known as transdifferentiation. This is known as transdifferentiation.